The West Bengal government, under a scheme called Torunesh Shopno, provides tablets to students. This is a scheme that, of course, allows students to fulfill their academic requirements better with the help of a tablet. Now, around 16 lakh students are covered under the scheme. And this time, around 1911 students have not received the money for the tablets. Percentage-wise, this works out to about 0.01% is what the police say. And this has led to a lot of discussions on whether this is yet another scam. The opposition certainly thinks so. They're calling it a scam, another scam in the education department. And you know the education department in West Bengal has been in focus. But what has the investigation revealed so far? Now, we've spoken to sources in the police and uncovered how this was done, or at least a hypothesis of how the police suspect it was done, because they'll have to recover evidence. It's an ongoing investigation and things can change during an investigation. But they say they have a basic idea of how this is done. Now, this data of students, their bank accounts, is entered at the school level. And that's the only place where the data can be edited or manipulated if someone wants to. The data, once it's sent, is locked. And so no manipulation, no editing can take place once the data is sent. So what has happened here? Now, the police say that in their investigation so far, what they've uncovered is that the portal or the entire system through which this data is entered also has built-in security features. And they also say that it is here that perhaps somebody has got unauthorized access or login and manipulated certain bank account numbers, students, to siphon off the money and make a quick buck. That is what it is what the police say. At least that's what their hypothesis is. Now, they say once the data is entered and it's submitted, it's locked, but it comes back to the school level for editing if there are any changes recommended. So the police believe that whoever's behind this knew this system very well, knew how this system works, and therefore they also had this unauthorized access, as they suspect, to manipulate the data that has been entered and siphon off the money. And they say that this has to be someone who knows the system well. And they also say that had there been stricter protocols in password management or security in terms of how you frame your password, this perhaps could have been avoided. But they're still investigating it, how this unauthorized login or unauthorized entry into the system happened. This seems to be, at least as far as the police investigation so far reveals, is a hacking or unauthorized login. And that is what has led to these complaints that have come from across Bengal and also in Kolkata. But they say the epicenter, which they're not using the word epicenter, but they say that a majority of these transactions or this manipulation seems to have happened in one particular area of the state. And therefore, they suspect that perhaps it is someone who could have been familiar with or could have had access to the passwords that were used to log into this system, engineered an unauthorized login and had access to this, and therefore they could manage to pull off this entire episode. Now, the numbers are clear, at least as far as the police investigation is concerned. They say about 16 lakh students are covered under the scheme, and they've got about 1,911 victims. They say that the assumption is that after studying the data so far, that they've also managed to arrive at a hypothesis that this could be a case of unauthorized access or unauthorized login. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has assured the students who've not got their money that their money will be given to them for the tabs. And she's also said the police are investigating. She also went on to add that in this investigation, and the police in a briefing also said a similar thing, that they've also perhaps uncovered that these same groups could also have had unauthorized access to data in states like Maharashtra, in states like Rajasthan and Jharkhand. And that is something that they are, of course, talking to their counterparts in other states. But at this point, it's important to note it's an ongoing investigation. The tablet issue has become a headline issue in Bengal. But we, of course, have given you this explainer on how this has been engineered. For more such videos, do stay tuned to NDTV's YouTube channel, where we go beyond the news and put it in context. Press on the bell icon to subscribe to NDTV's YouTube channel and stay tuned to NDTV. With camera person GD Shankar, in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.